Hey guys, gonna be listening to this on YouTube right now. I am just getting set up over here, so look at the timestamp on when we start the episode. Otherwise, you're just gonna listen to dead air and me getting everything set up and all that kind of stuff, which is boring. Anyway, take it. Hello, anybody that's in the chat right now? What up?
What up?
Dodgers going to the World Series.
Oh, did they win?
I mean, it's 7-0 right now, bottom of the third.
Oh, wow. I want to
But,
see that
I mean,
Kepi's
they're going to
comeback.
win in the next. They're up 3-1, so they're.
I don't know,
they're gonna
man.
Win.
Stranger things have happened.
Stranger Things.
No, no team's ever come back from being down 3-0.
And no team has ever had all 5 of their players successfully move at the same time towards the basket. But, you know.
Oh, you saw that?
We've seen it.
The Knicks highlight or whatever?
The Suns.
From yesterday?
Yeah, I saw. It was the Suns or the Knicks?
Oh, the Suns, you're right.
Yeah, I saw
Did you see
that.
the Gordon Hayward injury?
Yeah, but I saw the headline.
All right. Let's get to work here, guys. I got
headline-
my
Did you
dinner
see,
waiting
Christina?
for
Did you
me.
see Gordon Hayward?
No, I have
breaking his
food
leg?
waiting for me. Let's get. I don't watch basketball.
Why do you
Let's
say
go.
it like that? Like you're a racist.
Basketball's lame.
I agree.
Let's go.
Anyway, this dude snapped his leg in half. It was really gruesome. It was on.
It happens in football too, and fighting and other sports. It is gross, though. I agree.
Do you like UFC, Christina? Is that the thing about you?
She does.
The only sports I don't watch are basketball, and every once in a while I'll catch a soccer game. I don't mind soccer. I just don't like basketball.
Yeah, well, there's not going to be any soccer here for the USA.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Justin's a
That
big
was
soccer
shocking,
fan,
I have to say. When I saw that, I was like,
that's what everybody says.
Yeah, we played like shit. We
Stranger things have happened. Okay.
My roommates are literally watching Stranger Things right now, so it's really weird that you keep saying that.
Stranger Things.
Justin said it, not me.
Anyway, that's true. Justin said that earlier, not you. Anyway, tic-tac-toe. All right, guys, you ready to wrap it up before we zap it up?
Oh, I wish we were wrapping it up. I got dinner and it's gonna get cold before I get a chance to eat it.
Well,
Let's go.
Christina, Justin and I are excited to talk to you, so I guess that's the difference between you and we're excited. What's that?
Just the outside world.
All right, we've seen
I think someone's looking
134
for it.
episodes of 24.
Mm-hmm.
24. All right. Welcome to the Legacy of 24. I'm Dylan Shuck, and I've seen all of the episodes of 24.
And I'm Justin Moreno, and I've seen all of 134 episodes of 24.
And I'm Christina Vanderslice. I've also seen 134 episodes of 24.
I don't think you've seen all of every.
I've seen
second
all of
those
134 episodes.
I'm sure you looked away for a second sometimes.
Yeah, but I haven't gone up and went to the bathroom or anything during it.
You don't think you've done that ever in 134
Not during
episodes?
24. No, I'm focused on this shit, dude. I don't
Well,
have time to go to the bathroom.
Here's the thing. In this podcast, we're going to be discussing episodes 11 and 12 of the 6th season of Fox's original show, 24.
In this podcast, we're going to be discussing all events up into these two episodes, without spoiling any of the events from any of the future episodes.
All episodes of 24 available to stream on Amazon Prime, and we encourage you to watch along.
Christina is a consummate professional. She's always been professional.
She doesn't mess around. She's here for business.
Speaking of not messing around, big shout out to our Patreon supporters that don't mess around. And if you want to be a
Nice
supporter of the show,
segue.
you can go to
That was bad.
patreon.com/thewatchandtalk.
It
And
was
big shout out
okay.
to
It
our
was okay.
premium supporters, Shakita, June, and Kaka. And if you hear us referring to somebody in the chat, it's because we stream these episodes live on YouTube, usually on Thursday evenings around 6 Pacific Standard Time. You can follow us on Twitter. We usually give a heads up. Or you can just search for The Watch and Talk on YouTube and subscribe. And and it'll give you a notification every time we go live. Swear
Are
to
you
God.
giggling?
Swear to God, the person
Good deals.
said it again. Good
Good
deals.
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 They just, right now while I was saying that, they said in the chat, good deals. And that's it. That's all this person's going to say.
Somebody is doing this to us on purpose.
I mean, this guy probably goes around to many different podcasts and just goes in, good deals, leaves.
It has to be a bot or something. It's just, it completely threw me off my game while I was talking, and then it said good deals again.
That's why you're giggling.
This is 3 episodes in a row. This person just came in, said good deals, and that's it. All right, big shout out to Jimmy for the good deals. All right, so just as a reminder, I talked about this last week, but we will be doing episodes 15, 16, and 17 together. So if you're watching along,
that next
and
week?
somebody did tweet us and said that they are watching along.
Aww.
I'm sorry.
But big shout out to Yorick. Yorick said he's watching.
Thank you, Yorick.
Shout out to that. Nobody else did, so so he's the one. But yeah, all right, and then we will do episodes 22, 23, and 24 together to end. Guys, we're halfway through season 6.
Yeah.
God.
What do we think of these 2 episodes?
Riveting.
There was some stuff, and then there was some stuff that I didn't like.
Some stuff and then some stuff. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that I didn't like. There was some stuff that was okay, and there's some stuff that was pretty good, and then there was some stuff that was just haven't we seen this before?
Yeah,
Haven't we been here before? Literally, we've been here before.
Guys, there's some shit.
Yeah.
There's some bad. Although I think all of the Jack Bauer stuff in these 2 episodes was really good stuff.
That's what I think was good. And I actually liked Logan coming back. I like his acting, and I like his new, this is stupid. I like his new look. He kind of seems like he's, in his little crazy talking to himself in the mirror. I thought he did. Yeah. He's just a good actor, so I guess
one step
his
at a
screen time does.
Charles,
yeah.
One step
so
at a time.
creepy. So his stuff didn't bother me.
And we also see that he's, obviously, we don't know the story about him and Martha.
Right.
But obviously, there seems to be some type of.
What do you think, Christina? You think they're still together or no?
No.
I'm not gonna talk about that.
No way. She's with Piercy. She's with Piercy boy.
She's with Piercy boy.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Who
Matching
knows?
cat-
First
Cats and all.
president in history to get snaked by a Secret Service agent.
Yeah.
But not the last, am I right?
You're right. All right, so yeah, there's some things I want to talk about. Let's talk about the two like as bad as it gets storylines.
What, Chloe
with 24
and-
that are going on. Obviously, Chloe and Morris is just
Yeah,
it's
so
piss.
dumb.
It's just piss.
Yeah.
And
Piss poor for
secondly
sure.
is Chad Lowe's character.
God, it's so
I was
bad.
thinking this. I took a note on this, and I guess I'll bring it up whenever I get to it. He has to be in the top 5 worst characters on the show of all time. Like, he's just ridiculous, like ridiculously insane. The type
Wait,
of people
who?
that would
Chad Lowe?
Chad Lowe.
Why am I not understanding?
Chad
Okay,
Lowe,
the
Rob
actor's
Lowe's
name.
brother, who's on the show.
Okay.
Reed, the deputy chief of staff who plotted to kill the president.
Oh,
and
okay, yeah. Okay. I'm with you.
I have talked about him for the last.
I know you
3
made that reference for a few weeks, and I think I
think
got
I'm
it
making
the
a joke?
first times. Right.
You probably
yeah.
thought I was making a joke about who.
And then like I got it
It's
the
the
other
guy who
times, and
looks
this
like a-
time
a
I get it.
duplicate.
I get it. I just for some reason today didn't connect. But continue, please continue.
Okay, but just to be clear, I'm not making a joke. He really is Rob Lowe's brother. His name really is Chad Lowe. You know where things really connected for me is when I realized he was he used to be married to Hilary Swank. And he famously, when Hilary Swank won her Oscar for Boys Don't Cry, famously cried his eyes out on national TV when his
Was he doing it ironically?
No.
You think that was part of hyping the movie? You don't think so? The movie was pretty hyped by then?
I don't know, but
Yes, she
he was
won.
lampooned all across the world crying like a baby on national TV when his wife, like the cameras couldn't
I
stop
think that was
focusing
a-
on him. They're like, "Is this dude for real right now?"
I think it was
get
a
being
plot for more attention. Boys don't cry, and then he's like sobbing when she wins.
I don't think that he was doing that for that, but anyway, once I realized after this show came out for a while, and I realized, oh, that was that guy who cried his eyes out on TV during the Oscars in like 1997 or something like that. This is before Justin was even born. I don't think his parents were even born yet.
No, my parents were not born yet.
Once Justin plays back in that. Anyway, he is awful. His character is so stupid. Guys, when we really, I'm really gonna break down this plot
Please
that's
do.
happening.
Please do.
It's just piss. There's just piss all over the place in these 2 episodes, and Morris O'Brien is one of them. But hey, there was a time where like 2-3 episodes ago, it was like 4 of the plots were ridiculous. I think, like I said, I think the Jack stuff on these 2 episodes was
making a comeback.
was typically great Jack plot lines.
Yeah.
And we got the plot kind of moved along with the like. So there's all this time that happens in these series where things are happening, but it's not really important to the scheme of things. Like these small side plots. You know, Jack's trying to catch somebody to get information about this one thing that he needs to stop from happening, right? But it's not important in the scheme of things. I think all the Jack and Logan stuff is important in the scheme of things, right? It's continuing that plot line, which is important, the Jack and Logan plot line, right?
Right.
So I think that rather than him be like, oh, we have to catch Darren.
Yo mama.
What's the dude's name? The British dude that wanted to buy an island for $7 million?
I don't remember.
Don't ask
Darren
us.
McCarthy. Darren McCarthy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that sounds
it's,
familiar.
It's not like 3 episodes trying to catch Darren McCarthy or something like that, which really doesn't matter in the long because Logan is an important character.
Right.
Who has now been on the show for half of the series. Logan has.
Logan has?
Well, he started in season 4, so season 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, all right. So yeah, let's get this party started. episode 611 aired on February 27th, 2007. It's from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Grodinko is clear. His plans are to get the Middle Eastern terrorists in the West to destroy each other, because he said that on the phone to somebody. Or no, not on the phone. He said his plan to this guy. Like, this guy was in the United States helping him and didn't know what was going on. But now he's like, oh, that's what the plan is that I've been helping you with this entire time. Like, oh, thank you for finally saying that to me, Grodinko. The ambassador of whatever nameless country arrives at the White House, the Middle Eastern country that they won't name, and he's pissed that Assad is there. Can I ask you guys something?
Oh, absolutely. Please do.
Does Wayne Palmer seem to act like a president who's dealing with a nuclear bomb going off in his country hours earlier? I was kind of like chilling on the couch, going over a speech with Assad. And
I mean, someone's got to do it, right?
Someone's got to chill on the couch?
Someone's got to chill on the
Over
couch.
speeches.
Someone's got to go over speeches.
Yeah,
Jack
he's not very.
Go ahead, Kristen. Sorry.
He's just. Yeah, I just don't think he's believable. I think it's big shoes to fill. First of all, I think his brother is taller than him and probably has bigger feet. But on top of that, I think just not great. Not great. So I don't.
Why does it matter that his brother has bigger feet?
Shoes to fill.
Shoes to fill.
What?
Never mind.
You know the
audience
phrase.
got it.
No, I've never heard a phrase like that.
You've never heard the phrase, he has big shoes to fill?
No, yeah, I've heard that, but I've not heard it phrased like that.
What
Like,
did I said it just like
she
that.
said
he
has
said
big
he has
shoes to
big
fill, and then
feet.
she decided
No,
to
she
make
said he had big feet.
shoe joke.
I said.
I understand what the joke is, but I just think
you weren't listening. You tuned me out, so you haven't listened to
maybe.
all of my talk. You watched all the
I
episodes.
never claimed to. Never claimed to.
Christina, I always
And
listen
I've
to
listened
you when
to
you
everything Christina has said.
talk. Christina, I always listen to you.
I know. That's why you didn't miss it. So yeah, I'm not buying him. And then he was like so oddly like looking around when he was wondering where Homeboy was. He was like looking around all like, where is he? Like thinking obviously very hard about where he was.
Oh,
when like
thinking of where he is. Also,
and the fact that you have to act you're thinking like that.
Why is Chad Lowe
Uh-huh.
taking responsibility for Tom? Why isn't he like, I don't know where he is?
Yeah, and then like also, how many rooms do they have in that building? He like keeps picking places where somebody else was just at or like talked to him. Like you can't.
Oh, he's over at the comm room. I was just at the comm room.
Yeah. Oh, he's talking to so and so. I was just talking to so and so. It's like,
I
think
he's
of
on the phone
person
with
that no one.
the Attorney General. I was just on the phone with the Attorney General.
I mean, they might as well just say, I think he's in the bathroom.
He's so bad at
this. Yeah.
He's so. Anyway, so Jack calls Bill and tells him about Logan, and we find out he brokered a closed-door deal. Pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice. The public doesn't know about his involvement of terrorism or Palmer. So he's basically on house arrest.
Yeah, but so what did the American people think? Like, oh, bye?
Yeah, just like
what do you tell? Yeah.
I guess he was over
That's
it.
a really good question. They didn't really go over it, but that's exactly what I was thinking. Is like,
yeah, because like if this happened today, what you'd be like, okay, maybe today's not a good reference, but if this happened, like, what would people be? What people would be curious, like,
nah, nobody would give a shit. Today.
That's what I'm saying. In previous administrations, if this happened, you'd kind of be like, okay, well, where'd he go? What happened? Why did he? You know, people would want more. There's no way. Be like, okay, cool.
Guaranteed they were.
And I'm
given
not saying
more
that they were like,
if this
okay,
was
cool,
real life,
but...
they were given more.
Right.
He said he pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice, so it might have just seemed like a simple obstruction of justice case, something like that. I don't know. They don't really
shady business, just simple shady business.
Some shady business.
Exactly. Like kind of how, like the Watergate. What was worse about what happened at the Watergate Hotel was the cover-up, right? So you can see how that kind of a situation could bring down a president. An obstruction of justice case could be pretty serious and make a president on.
There's a Watergate movie coming out, or
what?
Is there a Watergate movie coming out? I think I saw a trailer for that recently.
I don't know. I'm sure there's always some.
Deflategate, maybe.
That was bad, Christina. Come on.
So yeah, he's basically on house arrest, and Jack's gonna go see him. Okay, all right, Christina. I know we got something to discuss right now because Jack says bye to Josh, and he's like, "I promise you, when this is all over."
Oh
I'm gonna sit down
gosh!
with
And then he
you and go
caresses
over
his
this."
ex-lover
And
on
then-
the face so dramatically.
Guys.
Stupid.
Marilyn says, "Thank you for saving my son," and then he just looks at her with this
Ugh,
stupid smile and
gosh.
says,
Oh.
"This is so cringe." He says, "He reminds me of you." You can see it in his eyes, and then puts his hand on her face, and they just have this moment when these
It was
two people have
it was
no
beautiful.
chemistry. What are you saying?
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's that's as cringeworthy as a scene could possibly be. And Josh is like, "Cool, he's gonna sit me down." What if he's like, "Thank you for saving my son, our son," and then they like.
That's
share
what I thought was coming. I honestly thought that was coming. Like I didn't expect it just to end. I thought that's what he was gonna say.
So dumb. The whole thing.
But he reminds.
I see it in the eyes as he like softly caresses her cheek.
Yeah,
Come
that's what I'm
on.
saying. I was
That was
truly expecting.
written, guys. Writers wrote that.
Yeah.
Like, think about that.
what?
They were like, "Huh, what can I say next? He reminds me of you. I can see it in his eyes."
Yeah, like what does that
Perfect.
even mean? Like you guys
And
have,
let
he's your
me pass
son.
this
Of
along
course
to the
you.
script supervisor, and they're like, "You know what? This is good. This is really going to be in character. It's going to seem like Jack. This is perfect. Like this is all so good. This is good." Anyway, I can't believe Kiefer didn't nix that right there. Be like, "What? What?" Anyway,
Kiefer probably didn't give a shit at this point. He's making millions of dollars an episode. He'll say whatever they want him to say.
he was partying at this point.
Yeah.
I think at this point he was on his like 4th DUI. He was
Makes
a party
perfect sense.
animal.
He was
Like,
making more money in his life, more money than he'd ever made. He never made as much money as he was making during this time.
I
Seasons-
think you're.
Season 6 and 24, he was probably making buku bucks. He didn't even give a shit.
Isn't it ironic that they have like this alcoholic storyline in the midst of him being kind of sort of an alcoholic?
Yep,
No, he's not
an
an alcoholic. Just likes to party.
So
Like Dylan.
Chad
Same
Lowe
thing as Dylan.
brings
Dylan's
in
not
the
an
dude
alcoholic,
that's
just
supposed
likes
to
to
kill the
party.
president. What? What did you say?
Huh?
So they're
You're
not party.
Said you're
Chad
not an
Lowe
alcoholic.
brings
You
in the dude
just
that's
like to
supposed
party.
to kill the president. It seems like he is like actually in charge, kind of. Meanwhile, they've come up with this plan in like 3 hours, and they're enacting it in like 3 hours, 4 hours to kill the president, and it's including to come in and assemble a bomb the way he does, and to come there, and this is just stupid. Anyway, also so stupid. They just thought they could just bring Tom Lennox, the chief of staff, into a plot to assassinate the president of the United States.
This is one thing that I actually didn't mind the way the show handled the whole situation of like, you kind of think, okay, maybe he's in on it, but like, why would he be in on it? And then it's like, no, he wasn't in on it. He was kind of against him the whole time, but I still don't know for sure if that's even true. But then the opportunity
Why
he gets
is
to
the
like,
show so obsessed with that?
but this is one thing this season I didn't mind. Sorry. So I like thought that this was a like decent
asking
little.
I'm asking you a question. Why do you think the show is so obsessed? They think like this is really good drama. Is leave it open, or like what is the situation with that? Was Tom in on it? Did he change his mind?
Oh.
They keep bringing it up. Like Reed, like for some fucking reason, he's obsessed with finding out if Tom was ever in on it.
And he even
And
said
then
like, I
when-
really need to know.
When Tom is, I need to know for my own good, and I need to know. Also, like when he's getting questioned later, they're like, "Oh, maybe you just changed your mind." Like they really think that's the big overarching question of this show right now.
Well, because they keep doing that, I keep thinking, did he change his mind? So maybe they
Right.
convinced the simple-minded like myself on this season. On this season, I've gone
interesting.
real simple. So
I think it's an interesting idea, but I think the execution of it is stupid because it just makes you go, "What? What was he thinking?" And because of his negligence, the president, was almost assassinated. He's in bad shape. He's not the president anymore. I don't know if you guys noticed.
we did notice.
I mean, yeah.
I'm curious if it's gonna be for the rest of the season or if it's just gonna be like.
Yeah, no, he's gonna come back as a
Is it gonna be like
as
a
a bomb
Tony?
victim. Yeah.
No, because
I mean,
Tony. that
honestly,
actress-
though, like this season's so bad that like I wouldn't put it past it to like say like zombie fucking Palmer is
President?
coming back to be the president. And I'm not
Zombie
talking about
Palmer's
Wayne.
come
Am I
back.
right?
Zombie Palmer's come back. Wayne Palmer? No, David
No.
Palmer.
David Palmer.
Mecha Palmer.
Oh, it's a good thing his wife isn't here.
Wait a minute.
Little do you know.
Anyway, so yeah, this
Yeah,
is this
we
plot
derailed.
line. Also, to see him squirm around trying to make excuses for Tom is so stupid. The whole freaking episode, whatever. Chloe and Morris, are you okay? Did you call your sponsor? I'm upset. I armed a nuke. Nadia said maybe he should get pulled. He's the best analyst we got. She calls his sponsor fucking blah. I don't care about any of this. Nadia, 12 episodes in. What can you tell me about her personality? One thing.
Nagger. She's a nagger. Justin?
I mean, I guess that's. I think the point of the question is that you can't really tell her anything.
You just tell me anything about her.
Oh, I said she's a nagger. She likes to nag.
She's decent.
She's all up in everyone's business. She has more time to look at somebody else's stuff than to hers, but I don't know anything about her personally or her
She's
personality.
supposed to be, I
other
guess, a
than
supervisor, so I think she's supposed to, like, kind of her job.
be in people's business.
Yeah.
She's a micromanager.
Yeah, I mean, so we all agree we literally can't say 12 episodes in anything about her.
Right.
Yeah, but I guarantee they'll introduce something like about like her daughter being like injured or some bullshit gonna happen before the season's over.
Her brother. Oh man, her brother. My brother's mentally challenged, and I have to deal with this today. Something like that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Mother,
I have to deal with this right now.
Remember Aaron
Oh,
Driscoll's
yeah.
daughter?
Where's Driscoll at these days?
I don't know. Probably looking pretty decent.
Probably, dude. Honestly, though.
Anyway, so Jack arrives at Logan's compound. Doesn't look very excited to see him. I don't know.
Logan's looking good, though.
I like Logan's new look.
Pretty decent.
Logan's looking D's.
Rugged.
Rugged.
I don't know if that. I don't know what Martha's thinking. Christina does like the rugged look.
It's like Brett Favre after he stopped playing and he does those jean commercials.
Right. He's like completely gray hair everywhere.
Yeah, and rugged.
Just embracing it.
And the jeans are supposed to be rugged too, so I think it works. So Logan.
I actually don't think Christina likes rugged guys. I know the kind of guys Christina likes.
I love Brett Favre's waistline. Pretty deep.
Brett Favre's waistline?
Yeah. All right, I derailed this. Let's go. Moving along.
At least you take responsibility, Christina. That's the first step toward progress.
Talk to what's his name?
Maurice.
Jack doesn't look excited to see him.
What's his name? I can't even think. Morris,
not Maurice. My bad. That's his
Logan says
name.
the drugger. The joke
Could
was
you
still
shut up?
going,
Bring it
Dylan.
in.
The joke was still going. You didn't let it finish.
Go ahead,
you said at least she accepts it, and then we said like Morris because he's an alcoholic and has a sponsor.
I just watched all the Saw movies to rewatch of all of them for the new Saw movie that's coming out because I'm working on an article about the
Saw
Saw
3
movies.
That's one.
Mm-hmm.
And Morris O'Brien is one of the characters in Saw 6. Saw 5.
What year is that?
I think after this.
It's after this, but I just don't remember what
certainly.
year that was.
Six was like 2012.
Saw 5 was 2008. And it was every year until 2010 with Saw 7, which was, by the way, Saw 7. Like, I was like, yeah, the whole series got bad, but no, the series was not great, but it got to a new level with the 7th Saw movie. Like, it
like
is
a new level of bad.
The Room. It is like
bad.
so bad. It is unbelievable. It makes
What's that other
Saw
one
1
that's
through
really
6
bad?
just look like a fucking masterpiece.
Oh, Insidious? No, I'm alone.
You just
Insidious?
Are we just naming movies right now?
I was thinking of another horror
Toy
film.
Story.
No, I was thinking of a horror film that ended up being bad. Like I don't know if you guys remember. Maybe I'm talking about the wrong movie, but like Insidious was good the whole episode or the whole movie, and at the very end they meet like the evil devil character, and it looks like a joke. No, I'm alone.
I don't know. I don't watch scary movies.
Never mind.
I mean, if you're
Never
referring to the first Insidious, I love the first Insidious. I just
With
didn't
the
like
devil character?
The one that looked like Darth Maul?
Yeah, like you go into the dark place and he's like the devil looking thing, and he just looks like a joke.
Christine, it's called The Further.
Let's just move on before I look stupid.
They have a name for the dark place. It's called The Further.
It's called The Further.
Sorry,
That's
that's
so
Dylan's favorite
stupid.
movie, apparently.
Wow.
All right,
Anyway,
moving on.
Logan can help, but you want some kind of plea agreement. You're unbelievable. No, Jack. Yeah, I've turned a new leaf. I've been born again, and I don't want anything. I just want to help you. He's like, I'm all ears, bro. And he doesn't want anything, and then he says he can talk to the Russian consulate and get Grenenko's location. They need Palmer's permission for him to leave his compound. Palmer doesn't
Sure,
like
who
it.
cares about this? Let's move to when they go to the consulate, because, like, why did they do that again?
That's what
So
I'm
you-
saying.
You want to skip to the next episode?
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else to discuss in this one?
That's good. That's good, Dylan.
Okay, so then Jack passes the phone to Logan to talk to Palmer, and they have a satisfying conversation. If you ask me.
What?
Anyway, so he agrees to let him go, and he also says, like, hey, I hate you, and I hope you die, but I'll let you go, fine. And then we find out Grenenko has a drone he plans on giving Fayed to deliver the news.
Advanced.
Yeah, super advanced.
I was like, wait.
Especially in 2007, like, drones
Yeah,
were
that's
praised
Amazon or
nowadays,
something?
but in 2007 they weren't so discussed. It was a kind of a new concept even in 2007.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
Morris gets pulled in the middle of a meeting, and then he gives this stupid fucking speech. He's like, should I be here? Probably not, but I will work. And they're like, all right, let's give him another chance. That's like almost what he says.
You do pretty good, Morris.
I know. I
And
thought
Bill's like,
Morris
Going
was
with it,
on.
Morris.
What?
You do pretty good, Morris. Keep going with it.
Thank you. It's not as good as my Wayne Palmer. I think my Wayne Palmer.
And not even in the same
Pretty-
tier as your Tony.
Pretty good.
Oh, Tony.
I'm not gonna be able to do those impressions anymore. But anyway, but yeah, Nadia disagrees. Bill, I disagree because this is my personality.
Noted.
This is my
Noted.
personality trait. It's noted. So basically,
Yeah, what does that
STFU,
get her if it's noted? Just so like next time he'll listen to her because he knows
It's
you're
like
Like 10
distant.
Mental
points.
10 points. That's nice.
10 points.
Oh,
Wow.
she's gonna
Okay,
lunch
I understand
early.
that you disagree,
Long
but
lunch.
we're gonna do it my
Long
way.
lunch.
After the commercial, Nadia comes in and questions Chloe about Morris's missing sectors.
So, and all this jargon they try and use is so ridiculous.
Right.
It's basically a server.
But they've been doing
I
this
mean,
the
that's
entire
not
show.
that's like an actual thing, but like they just do all this jargon, like the Phoenix
Wait,
Shield
look
and
at
all
this.
that.
All the missing sectors? Yeah, the missing sectors. And then Chloe brings up to Morris, and he's like, oh no, because those redundancies and the sectors, I'll do them on the... And you know that Nadia likes it this way. Okay,
The
no problem, love.
redundancies.
No problem, love. Get it sold. Not a problem. I don't do that good of Morris.
Shit, I thought it was pretty good.
Anyway,
You're so
then
talented, Dylan.
the assassin's building the bomb and he turns to Tom and says, President's gonna die, and there's nothing you can do about it. Perfect! In the writer's room. Perfect! That's the line. That's the line. Perfect. No,
He was probably
have him
cheering.
say, write it down, write it down.
Probably
Just,
cheered.
I'm coming up, I'm being creative right now. The president's gonna die, and there's nothing you can do about it. Perfect. And Reed comes in, and then he goes, he's like, what? You're not having second thoughts, are you? No, I just can't believe we're gonna kill the president of the United States.
So that's second thoughts.
It was just reminding the audience, as it normally does, what the plans are. No?
Anyway,
Dylan's
Logan's
drinking-
getting
Dylan's
ready.
drinking some coffee.
really
I
like
thought
this scene.
Dylan sounded like he was making like a puke sound, you know? Like
No, I was taking a
he
sip
was
of my
drinking.
coffee.
No, just drinking
Sometimes
some
I try
coffee.
to. I like hope that you guys are gonna talk long enough for me.
We
to take a
know, we know.
We tried, Dylan. We're giving it our all.
sip. All right, so Christina kind of brought this up, but I did really like this scene of Logan sitting there getting ready, and Christina talked about how he talks into the mirror and he goes, One step at a time, Charles. One step at a time. Now remember, this is us seeing him with nobody else around. So this is like
This is true Charles.
yes, this is
This
reality,
is
right?
this
Like
is that
it's
real
not
Charles.
that like confirms that it's not some big plan or whatever necessarily. I mean, I guess it doesn't confirm it, but it is Charles trying to turn new leaf.
It's as real of the Charles as we've ever seen him.
And we see a couple things in there. One, we see the picture of Martha that's front and center. Also, we see his pins. He's going through his lapel pins, and one of them's the president that he leaves in the box, obviously. So you can see that he still like has this yearning for public service.
Yearning for public service.
Mhm.
Like that. Never heard it before. Nice.
The term yearning,
Yearning
Or
for
public service.
Yeah, public service.
one step at a time.
I only
Anyway.
I only get privately serviced.
My next,
Whoa.
all right.
Yikes.
My next note says Jack needs to wash the latex off of his hand.
Because of his
Did you see in this episode how bad it was?
I'm
it's
I'm trying
been
not
bad.
to look
It's
at his
all
hands, I
bad.
guess.
Do they always do this bad of a job on it? Like forever? It's always gonna look bad?
Oh yeah, I mean, no, not after the season. They
Oh,
decided,
okay.
yeah,
he
that
gets
looks stupid.
magically healed after the season?
Maybe he gets reconstructive surgery or plastic surgery on his hand.
Okay.
Oh,
So
they
we're
decided
gonna
just to drop
assume-
it. They were like, this isn't that important.
Right.
Okay.
Like
fair.
whatever they did to his hand to torture him, and
Like it eventually.
It
The
turns his
scars
hand
get
into
lighter. That's true.
latex.
Scars get lighter.
Yeah, but not off that kind of burn.
someone in the chat, Matthew, just said, "Dude, just skip to season 7. I can't even stand the memory of this year." That would have been really good advice at the beginning
Look
of
at
the
Justin's
season,
just trying to
Matthew.
skip one episode ahead. And this
Yeah,
guy's
this
like,
guy's
you guys
going
just
the
skip
whole
it,
season.
just skip
Like,
it.
cut this shit. Get over it.
Right. So,
Sorry, Brad.
guys, we got to talk about this. All right.
Okay.
No,
Chloe
don't.
gets a
We're
callback
going
from
to.
Morris's sponsor.
Oh gosh, do we have to?
Guys,
That was dumb.
she hasn't spoken with Morris in 3 years.
Oh,
Chloe starts
no.
looking for him. She finds him dropping Deuce in the
Yeah, that
bathroom.
was-
Speaking of which, check out the
Homeboy
Deuce
doesn't
Drop.
e- Homeboy doesn't even
DeuceDrop.com for my
Oh, come
podcast on the Deuce. So check that out. Speaking of dropping deuces, DeuceDrop.com.
Anyway,
We get it. We get it.
we get it. You have a
So-
podcast called The Deuce. It's like about, like, kind of like.
I have a new sponsor. It's Tom.
Linux.
You met
Tom
him.
Lennox. That's what
Yeah, twist.
And okay, you know what was funny from this is when somebody came in and Chloe goes, "Not now," and the guy just turns around and leaves in the men's
Yeah,
bathroom.
like, I had to take a dump, and now he
Anyway.
couldn't.
Pretty messed up of Morris to make her feel like she's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're obsessed.
Shit happens.
You're borderline obsessed. And she's like, oh,
But he
this is
appreciated
stupid.
it. He said.
But then we turns out he
Been
probably
drinking.
was drinking.
You had some
Which
bears.
means he reacted quickly
wow.
because he must have known her stomping when she stomps in a room or something because he had reacted quick enough to be like in the middle of pretending to go to the bathroom. And where'd the bottle go? It was in his
Maybe he
pocket.
already
How'd
had
it get in
his
his
pants pulled
pocket?
down. Maybe he already had his pants pulled down, ass out.
Huh.
That's how I like to drink my whiskey.
That's the. Is there any other way to drink whiskey?
Ass out.
That's the
Um,
only way to drink whiskey.
Anyway, it turns out he did have a bottle, but he pours it down the drain. Why are you even showing us this? But, guys, I don't even
Right.
remember, but I guarantee you I know what's going to happen. I don't remember this plot line. I don't remember they tried to make him an alcoholic. Guarantee you they're going to find the bottle in the trash.
Yeah, like why would you throw it away in the bathroom trash can? That's not very like hidden. When everyone thinks that you've been drinking and aren't doing a good job at your job, you're gonna hide it in the bathroom trash can and not even
Oh,
put
is
paper
this
towels
how
over
we
it.
lose Morris? He doesn't even die. He just
I
gets
don't know.
fired.
He should have put paper towels over it though. Right? Am I right?
So Tom tries to make like a pipe burst, and it doesn't work.
That was so stupid too.
Guys, this plan that these guys put together in 3 hours means that they were already ready. Like, hey, if we ever need to assassinate the president, we need to come up with something. For the good. And to be so sure that you have to assassinate the president, otherwise the country won't survive. And to have everybody say, no, this is the only way to... This is the Tom Lennox even says, no, I know this is the only way to solve anything is by putting people in internment camp. Like, us putting Japanese in internment camps during World War II has gone down in history as a blunder. Like, as a mistake. As a terrible thing to do.
Absolute blunder.
And, you know, to sit here and say Like, it's clearly they're trying to make a stance that is the wrong thing the show has. Like, it's not like, hey, we gotta show both sides to this. The show's making the stance that it's a bad thing, but for them to just be running with it, and for Tom to say that's the only way that this is gonna get solved. Meanwhile, Jack Bauer is torturing people to find Greidenko. That's another way to solve it. Like, what do you mean that's the only way is by putting people in fucking internment camps, putting Muslims in internment camps? Like, that's... Anyway, whatever. So what's the fucking plan? Are you guys gonna kill Tom? Is there a kid running around somewhere?
I live in an apartment complex. What do you
Congrats,
expect?
Christina.
I heard Christina had a baby.
Jeez. Yeah, 5 years old. I'm
guys-
muting for 1 second while they walk in.
Okay, so what are they gonna like? They're really gonna be like, we're gonna have Tom commit suicide. We're gonna make it look like a suicide. We're gonna have him be distraught. The president rejected his proposal, so he hung himself. Like, that's a plot. That's an idea.
Yeah, and just so happened he hung himself while the president is being attacked.
assassinated. Yeah.
That doesn't seem like it's
And-
gonna get put 3 and 3 together. Come on, folks.
Is there security
3 and
camera
3
footage
together.
of Reed being in that room?
Yeah, and like
And
going
the
in
other
and out
guy?
of his room oddly, like secretively.
Right. Also, isn't there going to be security cam footage of Reed going and putting the recorder on the teleprompter? They're in front of a fucking camera. They're in front of a camera. This whole thing is just so boneheaded. Like, whatever. And also weird that Reed is weirdly obsessed if Tom was ever on board. I don't know, like, why. He's like, I'm gonna take off your bandage. If you
Tell me if you were on board.
he's gonna kill you. Were you ever on board? Like, all right. Anyway, Assad notices the bomb at the last second, says bomb, and the bomb goes off in his face, and Assad's dead, and Palmer looks hurt. Beep, 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 beep.
It's too bad. I kind of like
Episode.
Assad.
6/12.
So did I.
March,
Good actor.
March 5th, 2007, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Palmer's rushed to medical. President's down.
What did they call him? Citadel or something?
Yeah, the Citadel.
Yeah, the Citadel. That's his Secret Service code word.
Hmm.
Jack and Logan leave in a limo, and Jack's not having with him. He does not want to shoot the shit with Logan. He just
So how you
keeps
been?
trying to convince Jack that he's changed. Also, he was like, "Oh, it must be really hard for you to find out your father was involved in this." Like, just shut up. Like, I'm not going to talk about this. Bill tells Jack about Palmer, and shocked to find out it was Assad. And the VP gets on a conference call with the cabinet. Looks like he's taking over as president. And Reed stands up for Tom when the dude decides at the last second he needs him dead. If you really needed him dead, you should have done it when Reed wasn't around.
Yeah, you had plenty of opportunities. Reed was
And, like,
creeping
they're
through
gonna
hallways,
get away
acting like he didn't know what was
clean.
going
There's
on.
no way. There's not under any fucking surveillance. Like, I get if there's not a camera in that room, which I don't believe, but fine. Even if you want to believe that there's no camera in a room that's housing the president somewhere, fine. There's cameras in the fucking hallways, no matter what.
Right.
Anyway, it's nighttime in DC. I'm not interested.
Did we go outside at all, though? We didn't know. I mean,
Yeah,
we
it
know that
showed,
because of time, but...
the vice president getting off of
oh,
Air Force
yeah.
2, and it being.
Oh, yeah.
And he prepares to be sworn in. He wants to address the nation, but he hasn't been sworn in yet. Which you think they just grab a Bible and where the dude at? Anyway, Logan needs to talk to the consulate alone, and Jack's like, okay, for some reason, whatever. Anyway, he goes talks to him. And he says he needs Greidenko, but he says needs to know where he is, and the consulate won't tell him. And then Logan blackmails him. Still says he doesn't know, so he leaves. And then Greidenko calls, or the consulate calls Greidenko. His name's Markov, by the way. Markov calls Greidenko and speaks perfect English with a Russian accent to Greidenko.
It's the way to do it.
And then he says, "Don't worry. By the time they figure it out, it will be too late." Okay.
One thing about this, was it Marco is his name?
Markov.
Makes more sense. He had a very good, mean, angry big Russian man face. Just thought I'd point that out.
Yeah, I completely
During that whole scene with Logan, he had like this kind of frown on his face and like kind of grumpy, and it just was like classic what he would. I don't know. It was just funny.
Also, when Jack busts his face up and he's sitting there dripping blood from his face and makes this like evil like
like his grimaces and stuff. Yeah.
I think this actor was great. He actually was on
good facial acting.
He was the main cast member of the show Fringe after this. Fringe came out the next year after this, and he was the main character on that show. I think a lot of it had to do with kind of an audition for that, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't seen Fringe, so I don't know what you're saying, but good for him.
It was produced by J.J. Abrams in the height of the Lost. Big...
I don't know what Fringe is. No, Justin?
You've never heard of Fringe?
I heard of it.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but like, I literally have no context where I don't know what it's about, what they do. I don't know if they're aliens or how funny. The first thing I said is I don't know if they're aliens. So at least I was kind of close. Maybe I subconsciously knew something.
X-Files in the way of like dealing with strange things.
Interesting.
And yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, what's it called? There was something I was gonna say about this Russian guy, but now I've forgotten. So whatever. So Logan comes and tells Jack that he's lying. Right.
Mm-hmm. How does he know?
And it's kind of like
before.
Wait, what?
Oh, I was doing the whole scene. He's like, "How do you know?" Because I've lied before or something. It's like, okay,
yeah.
That's how you know? It's because you're a liar?
Right! Like, I was like, what? Like, that's your... I think I've done a lot of lying myself. I know to spot the tells. I've lied a bunch. Especially to you two. And I doesn't mean I can spot a lie on somebody. And I don't know then why he didn't then push the dude.
Yeah, like, why'd you just let it go then if you knew?
The guys, by the way, the guy who plays Markov, his name's John Noble. He was also in Lord of the Rings. Also, he was in the. That'd be interesting, but I was wrong. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, so he's so Jack plans to break in to get the info out of him without even thinking about it. All right, I'm gonna do this, and then Logan's like,
do this plot
for violating the Chinese embassy rules. You're gonna go back and do it again. And like,
that was Logan basically saying to the writers, "We just wrote this storyline. We're gonna go back and do it again."
Yeah, it was probably improvised.
You guys have a valid complaint about this being a recycled storyline, but I actually think this is a useful use of the recycled storyline because this recycling it is important to say. It's an important part of the story. It's not like
recycling it.
It's not recycling something and trying to pretend like that first one didn't happen. It's saying, hey, you did this before, and look what happened. You don't want to do this again. Like, you just got done getting tortured for 20 months because of that. And then he says, I don't care. I'm still going to do it because we need this information. As opposed to just a recycled plot line that's just recycled for and being swept like under the rug. Like, they even brought it up that he had done this before. So they're not trying to play it off like this is a new, fresh storyline. I think that this actually makes it more tense that this had happened before. Like, I think this was more tense, him doing this, than when he originally broke into the Chinese consulate. Because we didn't think the consequences were going to be that big of a deal when he broke into the Chinese consulate. We just thought it was a normal thing that he was doing, a side quest in one of the episodes.
Side quest.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
It really wasn't that tense because we know that Jack's not going to die. We know he's probably going to get the information from the person. So it's not that tense. But there ended up being huge consequences for 3 seasons based on it.
Right.
He had to fake his death, and then he was captured. What?
Those are very valid points that you're making. It doesn't change the fact that it feels kind of redundant, but at least those are.
I mean, maybe if we weren't watching it so close together, like that's the thing. I think it's
Justin is asking for breaks.
No. I'm just talking about like seasons wise. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're packing this in, you know. But I don't know if I'm asking for breaks, but like maybe requesting them.
So as opposed
Put in
to
your
like
request.
what I'm comparing
get
it to is
approved.
like the recycled storyline of people from the president's and like cabinet.
Yeah, no,
overthrowing
I
him.
agree with you. I think that's what I'm saying. I think you're making really good points. It still feels a tiny bit
nobody-
redundant. Like, it's not going to change my mind, but I think like these are valid points.
Nobody in like nobody stopped and said, "Hey, like we're gonna overthrow the president." The president was just overthrown before. Like we like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
they're just acting like that stuff never happened before. And there's gonna be things that continue. There's gonna be a couple different plot lines in here that are so ridiculously recycled. And they
What if a
are
mountain
doing-
lion just starts like wandering through
Christina,
the scene?
not a mountain lion, it's a cougar.
It's a cougar.
I keep doing that. I say that every time. Huh? Cougar. My bad.
I probably react like that every single.
Yeah, and I think I literally get it wrong every time. I'm gonna remember eventually.
So Bill calls Karen, who plans to withdraw her resignation after finding out about Palmer. I really wonder. I don't know what happened with her. I don't know if the actress had to go film something else for a couple weeks or something. But something
So they
happened.
just like, see ya.
Yeah. This couldn't have been the original plan, just to have her just go off the screen for.
To the airport.
Right, just chill. Although it does make sense, right? It doesn't show her as like, hey, I'm getting on a plane. I'll be there in 3 episodes. Like she had to go check her shit. Like she had to go wait in the airport, book a flight, that kind of stuff, right?
Check her bags. Go through TSA.
Also, I think flights would be
I
grounded.
don't think screening was. Oh no, screening was this bad then, because that's then.
Right. I think flights would be
Post.
grounded on this day.
Right. True. Yeah. What? That's a good point.
I don't think flights would still be going, but
No, that's a great point. That's a gap in the story.
Well, yeah. So Lennox is then being interrogated, and Daniels comes in and immediately blames Assad, even though Tom's like, "Dude, I'm just telling you, they're trying to frame Assad. It wasn't Assad."
Wait, you
Whole
skipped
scene
over the
was
part
so-
that I liked,
What?
where they like let him out, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna go with us on this, right?" And he's like, "Yeah."
right.
And then the Secret Service comes up, and he's like, adjust his tie. No, you guys aren't with me. That
So
wasn't good.
I had skipped over this note on accident, but they let Tom go, and then this is what I wrote. They let Tom go, and he doesn't cover for them after a dramatic pause in front of the Secret Service.
Yeah, but I liked that. I thought it was funny. And he adjusted his tie. And then he like switches sides and he looks at them like, I now have the power. Like, I can say whatever I want when I didn't have any protection, but now I have protection. I'm going to tell on you. I
want
it.
them arrested. And they're like, bro, we thought you were like,
With
Well,
us.
We thought you were one of us, bro.
Yeah, what
One of
happened?
us,
When did you change
bro.
your mind? Tell me, when did you change your mind? Were you ever on our side?
Christina Vanderslice, come with the jokes.
Too good.
Anyway, so Noah Daniel comes in and says we need to lie, and then we can enact this plan. And Tom seemingly agrees. Fuck Tom. Fuck Noah Daniels.
You tell him.
How you like them apples, Justin?
Oh, dude, those are some fucking ripe.
There was
apples.
a category on Jeopardy the other night that was apples.
I wish I had cable talk about Jeopardy.
I wish you could see me doing the Wonka, the Willy Wonka meme. The please tell me more about the categories on Jeopardy. The other night.
I know exactly. Remember when you did that?
Yeah.
Justin Dylan used to do that all the time, and it got so dramatic that he'd be like falling to the ground with his elbow just on the table.
I would do the Wonka thing.
Memories.
Like,
Do you know what I'm talking about, Justin?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so great.
It was Christina's eyes inside joke. We used to get along, and she used to think I was really fucking like. Get a few things
Times have changed.
It's
Anyway.
only because you used to bring her coffee. It's
together. Hey, I'm not gonna disagree with that. Anyway, so Jack sneaks into the embassy after having Chloe cut the power for 60 seconds. This is the only Jack and Chloe thing we've had like the whole season almost. This is the only time
Thank
Chloe
God.
has done something other than checking on fucking Morris.
Yeah, Chloe's definitely disappointed me this season. I'm usually a Chloe fan, but she's definitely disappointing.
Because she sucks this season.
every season.
So, how about the guy talking Russian to Jack and he responds in Russian? You didn't know he had those skills.
Yeah,
did ya?
everybody did. We all learned something.
I remember when I
Jack,
watched
fun facts.
this, For the first
Number
time,
50?
Me and the people who were watching it were like, "Whoa, he speaks Russian." I think the guy would probably know that you were speaking with an American accent, though. Or whatever. So he gets in and immediately takes Markov hostage. He calls Bill, and Bill tells him to stand down. He goes, "I'm not going anywhere until he tells me how to get Grodenko." Then Suvorov calls Noah Daniels and bitches at him. That's what my note says. So Jack, at this point, has busted the ambassador's face up. And he's like, "You're going to tell me what I know. You're going to start losing your fingers one by one." And then he's like, "No, I'm not going to tell you anything." So he chops off one of his fingers with a cigar cutter. Now, interesting enough, as soon as Logan sat down there, he immediately offered him a cigar, and he's like, "No, I don't smoke anymore." But they immediately showed him the cigar and him cutting it. So I like that little planting of the seed, the little Chekhov's gun. I found that to be. Anyway, so then after he cuts his finger off, he says he's in the Shadow Valley launching drones in 2 hours. It's too late, even though it's in 2 hours, so it's not really. And then Jack gets captured immediately, and because they storm in. And then Daniels addresses the nation, and he's going ahead with Lennox's plan. Cool, whatever. I don't give a shit. Morris intercepts info that Russians have Jack in custody, and then Bill plans a rescue for Jack just in case the president goes through with it. And then Jack explains the situation to one of the Russian agents, and he believes him, and he just says, "Call CTU and tell them." And then he gives him the fan phone line. And then the agent leaves the room and dials CTU, and somebody creeps up behind him and shoots him in the head before Bill could take the sprayed his brains all over.
Brain spray.
Very discreet.
So, yeah, I must say Markov, and like I said before, he's played by John Noble. Really great little sub-villain. Good one. Enjoyable.
Nice. Good description, Dylan.
Sorry, I went into Justin mode.
Sorry, Justin. That
was a nice rat-a-tat right there.
Any predictions we want to have? Like everybody has to give a prediction.
All right. So Nadia has a. Let's go with.
Like a character identifying trait.
No. I'm trying to decide if it's gonna be like mother, brother, boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe like brother is probably
cousin.
the right idea. Actually, I think it's brother. I think it's gotta be brother.
I think cousin's too.
Yeah, cousin's too far out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's got a brother that she needs to deal with during this time. Jack will get out of the consulate situation.
It's a great
Christina,
prediction.
do you have a prediction for us?
I think that Nadia has a cousin who...
Cousin?
I'm just kidding. Actually, I think Nadia is going to have some kind of tie to the terrorist situation beyond what we already know.
Because she's Middle Eastern.
No, okay, this is why I think it. I think it's because she's Middle Eastern, only because that's so obvious. They're trying to be like, oh, you would... Because there has to be... So far, there's nobody in CTU that's dirty, right? There has to be a dirty CTU
CTU agent.
Every season has a... If they're going to recycle something,
mole.
they're going to recycle that.
That was very well put. I think you're right. Nice job.
Because we don't really know anyone well enough other than Maurice, Chloe, her, and the boss man.
Where the fuck did that happen?
Maurice.
What's his name?
Morris. I prefer Maurice, I think, actually. You knew a Maurice? That's not a real name.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
you've never heard the name Maurice? Whatever. There's nothing that ceases to amaze me anymore. I have to say, was it interesting to see Suvorov back?
I think I was more excited to see Logan back, even though we saw Logan last time. I just thought that was all more interesting than anything else. Logan, Jack, I could watch a full episode of just them.
Making out?
It'd be better than some of the stuff we're getting.
Hell yeah.
What about you,
all
Dylan?
right.
Predictions for the things you don't remember?
The trash can thing is the only thing that I don't remember, so I think it's okay for me to predict that. It has to be 100%.
Yeah.
Did I don't know if I brought up the fact that the Marissa Nichols, who plays Nadia, she was in Vegas Vacation. She was the daughter from Vegas Vacation.
Yeah, you did.
Did I bring that up?
And I said, I'm walking here. And you're like, that's not the movie. And then you like tried to tell me something about it.
Did I try to mansplain something about that?
I guess.
All right.
So yes, you did.
You guys ready to wrap it up before we zap it up? Because I think we have overstayed our welcome on this podcast.
Just a little bit.
It's not our fault to the listeners. Let me just put this out there. It's not our fault. This is this season's fault.
This is about as
going
good
back
as
to the writers.
If anybody's actually
Please
watching,
don't blame us.
anybody else said the one guy that tweeted in, like, I hope this gives you a little bit more enjoyment on your watch through.
Alrighty, let's wrap
It's
it
not
up
our
before we
fault.
zap it up, because I think we've done zapped it up, if you ask me. Why don't you tell people where they can follow you on the internet, Justin?
Sorry.
I'm on the internet at Justin B. Moreno on Twitter and Instagram.
Christina Vanderslife, where can people follow you on the internet?
You can follow me on the internet at K_Vandersites on Twitter, at K_Vandersites on Instagram.
Where you can follow me at Shuckster, that's SCHUCKSTR. Go to thewatchandtalk.com. This last week we just did, I believe we did. We recorded this days before we released the episode, but I think we're planning on doing Only the Brave, the new firefighter movie that's coming out with Josh.
Dylan,
Brolin,
did you watch Entourage?
The show? Yes.
Isn't this movie just like 12 Brave Souls, the one that Vinny Chase stars in, and he gets in a fight with the director?
Looks like it.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, the firefighter movie. But yeah, it's I think that's what we're reviewing. Listen to it at thewatchandtalk.com to see if that's what we did. Next week we're doing the Saw movie, and we're doing some extensive work for the new Saw movie. We're going to do a ranking of all the Saw movies. We're going to have a big discussion about the Saw franchise I'm really excited for, and I'm doing a lot of research for my articles that I'm doing for the Hollywood Reporter on it. So look forward to that also. Yeah, and for the show, you can follow us at Legacy24. Email us legacy24@gmail.com. Go to our website, legacy24.com, and go to our Facebook at facebook.com/thewatchandtalk. And that's it. I'm Dylan Shuck.
I'm just Moreno.
I'm Christina Vanderslife.
And we'll see you next week.